Hey kids, hey kids, hey kids. What is shaking? What's shaking? It is a Sunday night, and I decided that I wanted to go over a little bit the uh, Laura Matthias bit because why no? We have a lot to go through. God, I don't know if they're working. Echo, echo. Um, I can charge them for a little while. So we're gonna go over some Laura Matthias and her 9 hour live and just completely assassinate the whole thing, right? The more I hear about this one, the more I just want to like say it all, right? Just say it all. Um, Laura Matthias is the gift that keeps on giving. She, one moment. Hey, sorry, I was I was on mute. Kaden, um, I sorry, I had a little faux pas there that I need to take care of, but it's good to be here. I thought we'd go over some more Matthias tonight. Maybe get some good vibes up in here. I see people are rolling in. Thank you for being here. I'm a little verklempt right now. I'm trying to like gather my bearings. I didn't expect what happened to happen. So now, but we're here. One moment. Let me just get my son in my room. So we're gonna go with Laura Matthias. How is everybody today? Who's in chat? Who is in chat? Come say hi. So I know I'm not alone, kids. No, I'm not alone. All right. Well, in any case, let's go ahead and just get straight into it. We're gonna pick up where we left off. Laura Matthias, 9-hour live, 9 hour of lies. And I believe we ended up where she's snotting all over the bed, trying to make a Netflix documentary. So we have that going for us, kids. Here we go. And here I am. Hi. Here I am. All right, kids. Let's go ahead and do this. Oh my goodness. Wait. How do I?
But I think I worry about John's health. He's not healthy, and I worry. His blood pressure is up. He's in more pain. He's angry. Calling fucking UNLV.
I think in some ways, maybe I can share like an observation. I've seen you almost like not question yourself, but like they filled your head with so many lies about yourself to the point where you've been like, did I do this? Could I do this? And, you know, things like messages where they've like told you that you talk badly about these victims and things like that. And like, I'll be the first person to say it, like this may never go up, but like I went through 6 years of your private messages. It took me 40 to 50. Anybody in the world does?
You guys,
aside from John.
Imagine 6 years of Facebook Messenger messages,
Text messages, everything.
And finding out that people are saying horrible things about me because I said horrible things in private messages that are leaking. And I'm like, what the fuck? And like, I want to be the first to be honest. Like 6 years of messages. I hope all of you would be afraid. I hope you'd be afraid too. And so 6 years of messages talking every day. A lot of us were like bar talk, right? Like even drinking, like having like a glass of wine and sitting and talking to friends. And then these friends get angry at you. They turn on you and they clip them in weird ways. And so I was like, Grayson, like I couldn't get a hold of it. I was so confused. I finally was like, Grayson, because I kept hearing things I said and I couldn't find them. Or then I figured out and I was like, that's so taken out of context. Like, come on. And so I said, Grayson, you have a new job. It was not in your job description. You are to go through 6 years of my messenger messages and texts, everything I have ever sent since, not 6 years, was it 5.5?
5 years.
What, 2019 or 2020? 2020.
He said, you're about to know me better than my husband, John, because John would want to do this. And these are like probably like journals that you want to burn. You know what I mean? And you're like, I said that one night, but
hey, General,
like
baby.
Hour, but it's now there forever.
Right.
So, and so you did it. You did it. She knew the assignment. how many days and how many hours?
It took a lot of days. There were a lot of nights I was up until 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. They, you know, we could talk about one. I think it's really funny. You were like, where did this come from? I don't remember ever doing that. And I was like,
this person's not a swinger. I never thought this person was a swinger. What is this? Everyone's like, she got there a swinger. I'm like, she defamed me. She told everyone was a swinger. I'm like,
little brother.
who the hell did I call a
Oh,
I found it on accident.
I found it.
So I'm just gonna
I
have to do
found
that
it. I
because
called
you
you giggling and I said, Lauren, I found it. You did call somebody a swinger. It was because they were on a swing in their profile picture and you made a joke, but they got clipped. That got clipped. So like, you know, and there's been a lot of those.
There was
messages.
somebody on a
Same.
profile picture of a swing, as this person will tell you we've never been friends. And someone said, look at this picture of her swinging. And I said, why do I think she dabbled in swinging?
And you didn't remember it because it was.
I passed around of this, and it's actually not the real screenshot.
Yeah.
It's like, but I said it.
I mean, it was even two other people.
Yeah,
in the
that's a
chat.
great example.
You
also said I'm a lot funnier than you thought.
I did. I did.
What did you say? You said there are a lot of dynamics going on.
I don't think dynamics of true crime better than anybody at this point. I can walk in a room and see somebody I've never met and be like, this person connects to this person, connects to that person because that person hates that person. No, but you know, but that shows you the context, right? You might have called somebody an asshole one day and that got clipped and sent to them, but really, if the full messages came out, you called that person an asshole because a victim was on the defense for something and you were protecting them, right?
Yeah, I was actually always protecting victims. Well, that's what's.
Yeah. I think that's been like, you know, and
I think the other thing too is like I am a lot more colorful behind the scenes. I
love the F word.
John and I, we like to keep our podcast clean. Clean, always clean. I don't know. I mean, if that makes any fucking sense, but.
Oh. I pride myself on being a very honest person. So Emra is me. And that was a little bit more of me behind the scenes that I don't show because yes, there are parts of my life that I like to keep private.
I mean, but do you though? She puts her whole life out there. I mean, her son, she puts everything out there. What does she keep private? The fact that she uses the N-word, the fact that she calls people bitches, the fact that she like calls young murder victims like bitches and a drug baby and talks about the family trying to look for them. Like, is that what you're hiding? Because it's not like we try to be professional and no, bitch, you're just diabolical. And you have two sides to you. I will call. It just, she tries to play this like, well, you know, I'm kind of sassy outside of my show. Then be who you are. Like, if you're gonna be on YouTube, this isn't CNN, okay? You can drop an F-bomb and tell a truth from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Mark Cunningham, are you referring to the Lauren lady or her scissor sister? Lauren definitely has scissor sisters, if you ask me. Amy is the lady in the room. Yeah. I cannot. It's amazing to see you guys. Jen, oh, I love that you're here. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I don't see you hardly enough. Yeah, no, she's and I still can't get over all of the morphing of the emotions, right? All the morphing of the emotions of like one comes off her face, the other one doesn't, right? It's like, I'm sad, but Hazel, girl, like she should have went to apparently she went to a speech coach. They didn't tell her affect. They didn't tell her how to read a room. They didn't tell her how to feel. Those are the things they couldn't help her with. So here we are, kids. 9 hours of here we are. keep an eye out. If you guys see anything that you want me to stop, just yell stop.
So we're going to go through everything. A lot of you are maybe asking questions. Go through everything tonight. So here we go. I'm going to start, by the way, when I say everything, not to get you guys scared, but these are all the court filings. And we got exhibits and we got evidence. So before we delve in to my first declaration, which is what got me the temporary civil stalking injunction, I'm going to set the stage and give you guys a bit of a timeline. So,
oh, for fuck's sake.
Let's just explain a few things that matter. As many of you know that are my hidden gems, I call this setting the stage. Let's set the stage before getting into all these documents.
Because I can't.
To April of 2024.
What's happening? Oh my God. Kids. Do we have no sounds?
I think I'm going to probably wear the whole body.
That it is harder to work when my stalker is around. She seems kind and is very generous, but it's just a lot. And after my stalker flies home, I temporarily go home as well for Halloween because I need to trick or treat with my little boy. But I do decide that I need to go back to Delphi, Indiana. While I am gone, Grayson, you guys now know as my producer, Grayson takes notes for me in the courthouse while I'm gone. She does an incredible job, a hell of a job. Couldn't have done it better myself. I didn't do them as good as she did them those 2 days that I was gone. And I begin paying Grayson for freelance work, including those notes.
I just called them.
I then, back in Delphi, I start noticing a lot of red flags. And these are red flags for me. They might not affect everyone. Some people might not think they're red flags. Other people think maybe I misinterpreted them. It doesn't matter. These are the red flags that affected me and concerned me and the way that I work and the way I function.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was that Lindsay wanted Grayson to stay in a separate Airbnb than the one I had with plenty of room. And Grayson was working for me. She was young. She was alone. And I was paying for the lodging.
And that's your best
And
friend.
that was a concern to me. I suggested maybe that Lindsay get her own hotel if she needed space, and that upset her too. I just couldn't figure this out. It was a dynamic that was hard for everyone. It's just what, and like I said, she likely had her reasons too. It's fair. But I had my reasons, and this was becoming uncomfortable for me. Another thing I learned that Lindsay did was take my phone, and without my permission, she logs into YouTube Studio and learns how much I'm making that month. And she shares this with Grayson. Something else made me uncomfortable.
No, you gave her your phone, ho. You gave her your phone, ho, and she looked through it. That was not hacking. As a girl who like is in that industry, if you called me with this bullshit, I'd be like, ma'am, you need training. So I'm going to set you up with training for next week with the administration, because this is stupidity. Not Christina's fault. This is your fault. If this was me, this bitch would be in training next week to learn to hack right.
And there were a few other things. Lindsay is also working for another creator while I'm paying for her to be there working for me full time. And I'm paying all of her expenses. And she is passing off material that I requested her to collect to other creators to be used for other shows. These were things that made me uncomfortable. I'm not even each their own. Maybe there's a misunderstanding. Doesn't matter. They were things that made me uncomfortable. There were other red flags for me, personal red flags. Once we were back from Delphi, I decided to terminate things with Lindsay after the Delphi trial ended. I ended things very nicely and respectfully. She's very talented. And I realized that I needed someone exclusive. Someone after experiencing what I did in Delphi with, realizing that she was a contract worker and that she was sharing and helping other creators, that, I realized that Hidden True Crime needed someone exclusive, like an exclusive producer that didn't want to work for multiple people. And so I told her that I was excited for her to work with this other larger podcast and this public figure. And here's the termination letter. I want you guys to see it. I want to show it so that I need people to know. And it's very small. So let me see if I can get it and read it. Okay, I can read it. I made it larger. I say, after careful an update on our working relationship. December 2nd, 2024. After careful and deliberate consideration and after reflecting upon the changing dynamics as you work for other true crime podcasts, John and I realized that it will be too difficult to navigate conflicts of interest and that we need any current or future employees we hire to work exclusively for Hidden True Crime. We had high hopes that this could work, and we love having you on board, and you have had such a positive impact upon our channel. We feel incredibly lucky that we are recipients of your work during a transitional period of career where you have had so many options in the true crime arena. We are particularly impressed with your move into such an important role working for Redacted. Yet, as we have been reflecting upon the complexities of sharing a producer, we have come to a difficult but clear realization that that in this true crime space, any producers HTC hires will need to work exclusively for Hidden True Crime to avoid issues around privacy, sharing content, and information across channels or podcasts, which greatly concerns us.
Oh, so that's Rich when she got Annie Lisa's sloppy seconds, right? Right? It's like, have you guys ever been in a relationship and the girl who looks, or boy who looks like an absolute dog, right? And they got them because they're easy and they pay for their bills, and they'll let them live with them for free. And you're like, no, but you got my sloppy seconds because I think highly of myself, and we're not doing this. No. Lauren took Annie Elise's sloppy seconds of Grayson, but we're not gonna do this anymore. We're not gonna share. Bitch. Anyone else seeing right through this hoe? Oh my god. Lauren. Yeah, she's hiding something big. I think, allegedly, my opinion, I think she's scared that all of her affairs on John are going to come out because we both know they're not having sex regularly, if at all. If at all. There's more coming out. I have to agree, Adrian, and I love that you're here. I love being with you in ATS's chat. Very, very kind of you to come over here. But yeah, agreed.
As I have always stated, your desire to work with Redacted is an incredible opportunity that you should take advantage of. And we are thrilled for your exceptional talents being recognized with such a major talent. Your absence undoubtedly will create a much bigger workload for us once again, which growth and experience, rare opportunity for you. I'm proud of you for this opportunity. Go show them how amazing you are. I'm sure we will see you on the Apple Podcast charts very soon, and that we hope our friendship and true crime combos can continue. And who knows, if we're lucky, maybe we'll be collaborating later together in the future once the opportunity presents itself. Always my best, Lauren. And so, I later, just so you know, one other aspect of this, months and months later, I did send Lindsay a cease and desist. I had heard that she had been saying some things that I consider defamation to several of my professional contacts. One text that was sent to me stated that I went psycho on her and that I am manic, and other things from another creator that Lindsay was saying about me, things that were not true. I sent her that cease and desist and requested that simply she cease and desist about speaking about her time as my producer. I feel like this sets the stage for everything else to come, when my life then becomes a living hell for my entire family. So let's fast forward to April 9th, 2025, when my stalker confronts me in the Maricopa County Courthouse while I was reporting on the Lori Daybell trial. From there, I'm going to start reading my declarations. I'll add comments where needed. Here we go. So this is the first declaration I sent out to receive my temporary stalking injunction. The reason why I'm just going to get into the declarations, I'm going to
Sorry, kids. Sorry, kids. Oh my God.
From there, I'm going to start reading my declarations. I'll add comments where needed. Here we go. So this is the first declaration I sent out to receive my temporary stalking injunction. The reason why I'm just going to get into the declarations, I'm going to stick to legal documents. I'll add anything extra. I think they tell the full story. There will be a few things I need to add. I hereby declare, under penalty of perjury, that the facts stated in this declaration are personally known to me and that they are accurate to the best of my knowledge. My name is Lauren Matthias. I'm over the age of 18 years old and I am competent to testify. I am knowledgeable.
Did she just say she's Lori Matthias? Can we reverse that? Pretty sure it was a slip and she said, I am Lori Matthias. We're going to find out, kids.
I'll add anything extra. I think they tell the full story. There'll be a few things I need to add. I hereby declare, under penalty of perjury, that the facts stated in this declaration are personally known to me and that they are accurate to the best of my knowledge. My name is Lauren Matthias. I'm over the age of 18 years old and I am competent to testify. I am knowledgeable personally about the matters I am testifying about.
She just said Lori Matthias. Girl. Sensei, it's always a good time to see you. We missed you in our in our insomnia stream. Maybe next time, kind of an insomnia scene, whatever the case may be. Yeah, I heard Lori too. She said Lori. I'm Lori Matthias. Man.
I am the petitioner. I met my stalker in April of 2024. During the summer of 2024, she began doing contract graphic design work for my business. Do we have those invoices? Let's pull them up. They may not matter, but I would like to show them. There's one. Okay, I'm paying her. That's all you need to know. However, for the past few months, my stalker has been intentionally targeting me and stalking me, making me fearful for my safety and well-being, as well as the safety of my family and my producer Grayson's safety. My stalker has also been using a group of people to help her achieve her goal. This started on April 9th, 2025, when my stalker confronted me in the courthouse in Maricopa County, Arizona, while I was reporting on the Lori Daybell trial. The stalker came up to me, cried, and let me know that she had heard what I had said about her, and that two former contract workers were releasing my text messages that I had with them during their time working with me. Now I'm going to ad-lib, a little bit more here. I actually wrote that ad-lib, a little bit more about what the stalker said. I'm so nervous. I'm like reading ad-lib. So let me tell you a little bit more what she said. She came up to me and said, I know what you said about me. She's crying.
You're nervous because you're lying. My opinion, because you're a fucking liar.
Crying. Give her a hug. A few of the things she stated were, well, first off, I want to point out that there was a no recording order in the courthouse, a severe no recording order in the courthouse. Why? Because there's a high profile, internationally well-known trial going on. And every day we are reminded that there's to be no recording in all of the courthouse, not just the courtroom, but the courthouse. And that if you are to record in the courthouse, you'll be held in contempt of court. And that there are signs everywhere saying, do not record in the courthouse. I would have never thought she was recording. So the stalker says, I know your
Can we just appreciate like the indignant face? Like, no one believes you, but you're still didn't do it. Yes, you did. I believe you did. You fucking weirdo.
your ex-friends are releasing everything. And it is horrible what they are sharing. And I cannot believe what you said about me. I knew what I had said about her. I told all of you at the beginning of this, I called her annoying. And I knew exactly what it was and what she was saying. And I wanted to face it head on and own it and apologize. I don't like hurting people. And I want to be honest with things. That's who I am. And so I said, let's talk. Let's talk. And she's like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. And I said, you know what? Please allow me to talk. with you right here about it. I called you annoying, and I'm sorry. I didn't know you well then. And I told her essentially that I felt like perhaps at that time that she was further along in the friendship than I was. Maybe she thought we were closer than I felt at that time.
Ew. So with all the text messages that we have seen, she was actively chasing these girls to be their friends. And now she's like, I think you thought more of our friendship than I did. You're just a gem. You thought you had a relationship with me, but you didn't, girl. I call bullshit. Lauren won the friends, okay? But you can't take pretty girls. Okay? I love pretty women. I love pretty women. I'm that girl that will, like, if I like your dress or your makeup, I'm telling you, because I love women. Lauren Matthias is the girl in like line in CVS waiting to get a prescription, and you're in front of her and she's giving you the don't talk to me vibes. That's Lauren Matthias. She just doesn't like pretty women. On top, high on top, lovely to see you. Set up night of long knives on her bed. Yeah. Who? I think she has voodoo dolls. I think she does. She seems like the voodoo doll type. Just in her son's nook, just kill her. You know what I mean? She's that girl. I mean, she's Mormon enough to be that fucked up, and then you add on all the Jack Mormon with the drinking. My money is on voodoo dolls, right? Money is on voodoo dolls.
That I was still getting to know her, and that it was difficult sometimes to work around her, and because I felt like she was annoying sometimes, I tried to work, and I didn't record it, she did, but this is what I recall, and that I was sorry, and I felt really bad, and I knew her better, and I felt terrible that I had hurt her that way. I was also completely taken back by the fact that a bunch of my private text messages were being released. Scared the hell out of me. I didn't know what that meant. 6 years of messages. And this woman saying to me, they're horrible. They're terrible. Your friends are horrible. They're cool. I can't believe what they said. I can't believe what you said. She brought up poisonous donuts, Lauren, poisonous donuts in Delphi. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. She's like, you don't know what I'm talking about? Something about poisonous donuts? This is what I recall again. She's the one that recorded, not me. So, you know what I'm talking about? Liz sent it to you. You sent it to Liz? I'm like, who's Liz? Who's
Nothing.
It's someone that is being abused?
Not for nothing. If I'm in line waiting to get into a trial that I've been outside all day, I'm taking the Boston cream donut. 100%. Like I'll deal with the repercussions later. You know what I'm saying? Like no one's poisoning you, you fucking freak, paranoid freak. Okay. I'm taking that Boston cream donut. Maybe two to get a little sugar rush before I go into the courthouse so I can do a good work. What is she doing? What is she saying? She's causing drama. This is why she's drama. What does on top say? 1,000 voodoo dolls, leave them to use them. The needles in the yeah. Other females by that way. Yeah, I believe that. Did I back us all the way up? Because I might have. I think kids. I'm not professional. Like, what is happening? Okay, we're here. I need a producer.
And then there is my stalker. And my stalker also befriends Lindsay and Lori. And Lindsay, the producer that is there, starts doing part-time production work for me during this trial. And my stalker and Lori become friends with Lindsay, along with another woman named Janice. Now, a few things to know about Janice.
Hold
Janice,
Hey, Lauren Matthias. I'm going to do your little thing. We love Janice here. And she didn't fucking like you. She never liked you. Never. And I can see why. You're a fucking bug. You're a bug. You're nobody's friend. And Janice saw right through you. And she's all indignant. Janice is better than you, prettier than you, and fitter than you. Just so you're aware. I know you already know that, but I thought that I'd just like get it in there to make sure it reconfirmed that Janice is way better than you are. And so is Christina. Christina's a dime, right? You had plastic surgery to try. Yeah. She's so self-satisfied. I love that. I love that, Adrian. She's so self-satisfied. She's just like, look at me. I'm so great. Say it, don't spray it, Lauren. Yeah. Yeah, bro. She's been trying to fucking, I don't know what she's trying to do, but she's trying to keep up with the Joneses. And the Joneses, in my opinion, are Beautiful Crusher, Janice. Who else? There's a Stephanie. There's a lot of Laurie's. There's Crossbag Laurie. There's a lot of Laurie's. She's jealous of them all because she will never be what they are, right? She will never be them. And it kills her. It fucking kills her. Oh my God.
I don't know her very well. This is our history though. She was noticed by me in Daybell Facebook groups early on, years ago. I was in a lot of the Daybell Facebook groups. It's where a lot of information is, a lot of the insider scoops. And she was quite funny. Her posts were very funny and witty. And I thought that at first. And then her posts turned into what I consider bullying. I know everyone has a different definition of that. It's what I consider bullying. Here are a couple of them posted in groups just to kind of let you know what I saw. Here's something making fun of Colby. And here is one where she's sharing a video titled, "Let's Talk About Kay Woodcock." And Kay, this video, luckily it is no longer on the web, but it defamed Kay Woodcock and lied about her and essentially implied that she was complicit.
Okay, so let's back this up a little bit. Not only are you a piece of shit with the Woodcocks, but in your 9-hour, poor me, don't you see how sad I am? I'm the victim. You're still exploiting them for sympathy, secondhand sympathy. Because guess what? We're friends. We go to brunch every Sunday before I do my voodoo dolls on them, right? You're still victimizing these people in your life, and then the audaciousness of striking Crush's channel for using her family's pictures that you thought you owned. Ma'am, yeah, fucking calm down, right? You're proving everybody's point. You have to throw these people in to make yourself feel relevant. You will never be enough for you. Am I lying? She has zero self-awareness. You're right, Debbie. But she's not enough on her own. Just like why she married a husband, because she's a fucking dumb as a stump, all right? Dumb as a fucking day is long. But she has to have the victims for the secondhand sympathy. Like when people see her, like, oh, how are the Woodcocks doing? Are they okay? And she gets the answer, oh, it's just been a really hard time. We really love those kids. You didn't know those kids, and you called them names, okay? You called them names on top of Crusha, who you shunned and treated like a piece of fucking second class citizen, and Kay Woodcock, who you would just go off on whenever you fucking felt like it in your safe groups. Girl, you need to go to a program and learn life skills. It's wild. It's wild to me. Oh, hey, Cape Cod. It's good to see you, baby. I love Cape Cod. One of my favorite places to go. I already have 2 trips booked. Yeah, zero self-awareness. She has evidence, but after 9 hours, we never saw anything but her just fucking spiraling the plane over the airport that never went on the tarmac. Okay, word salad. That's all this is. She's always word salad. She had nothing intelligent to say. She lied enough to herself, and the boy enables to reinsure the lies. Yeah. Well, she has dickheads like Grayson, like, do it. And then John, the fucking weirdo, who like is like reads books, right? And it's like, well, back in 1982, this type of thing ended up real different. You know, Lauren could end up 6 feet. I know the fuck she's not. Tell her to keep his fucking mouth shut. Tell her act like a good human. How about that? Oh my God, Amy in the back seat, been waiting for you. Her sister, welcome in. What's up? I know YouTube sucks. I don't know. If you guys want to know when I'm on, you have to put on the bell, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Paula, it is always a beautiful time to see you. I'm happy you're here. Yeah, Cincy, what are we waiting for? I can't keep up. My ADHD just like does not allow it.
In her grandson's murder, and that she didn't do enough. It was a very cruel video. Okay, is a victim in this case. Her brother and 7-year-old boy were murdered, and people are doing videos about her. And Janice liked to advertise those videos, and she was a mod in those videos, a moderator. And then again, you saw the other one where she's making fun of a dear friend of mine and another victim who lost his entire family. Okay, so that's good. So those are just a couple examples of why I didn't care for her.
Okay, so that makes it better. So she's worse. Christine, my work wife. So it makes it better that you literally took Kobe's domestic violence charges back in the day when he was having a really hard time mentally and something happened between him and his wife, and you couldn't wait to report on it. None of us would have known. Nope. But you took your wanting to be adopted son, and you told everyone that he was doing bad things to his wife. Who the fuck are you? Who are you? Do you have a soul? Do you have a soul? Any ethics, morals, anything? Because the way you treat your son, in my opinion, tells me no. But then you see everything else that you've done to people who have already been so victimized, traumatized, all the tises, okay? You don't give a fuck about anybody but you. My opinion. You're a gross hoe.
Whatever, everyone has their own opinions. She might be a really wonderful person, and I believe that Janice is a complex person, and that she's very. I don't want anyone to go and bully her if you know who she is. She's probably a very wonderful person, but she wasn't my cup of tea. Okay, let's leave her alone. But that's my history with her. So I continue to notice these types of posts and rhetoric that Janice would use that maybe people think are funny. Again, that's fine. It wasn't my cup of tea. I told my friends privately, in private, that I thought she was a bully and that she was insensitive to victims. It was my personal opinion that I'm allowed to have. And then Janice and I officially met in person at the Lori Daybell trial in Boise, Idaho in 2023. And I attempted there to try to put our differences aside and focus on what matters, justice. And I let her know that, you know, we might be on the different political sides of the aisle, Janice, but what we both care about is justice. And so we were friendly at the trial. Although I did notice while at that trial that she continued filming Larry and Kay Woodcock during vulnerable moments, making shorts about them that were unkind in nature, and that
she took my shtick. She was doing it too. That was supposed to be my camera in their face, and look what she's doing. She's biting my C's. She's trying to copy me. Lauren, this is who you are. You're just mad she was doing it too. She's a freak. Like, there's no pill for what this bitch has. Like, I don't care if lithium, the Haldol shuffle, okay, the 5150, nothing's helping her. Nothing's helping. Can you imagine she's married to a psychologist that does nothing to help her? I question his fucking ethics too, with everything that I fucking know about him now. I am horrified by the both of them. And there's no pill for Lauren, and you're just pissed that she was doing what you thought you owned. Do you want to know something? If I was ever in the vicinity of Lauren Mathias, I guarantee you I will be so petty that she will she hate me in the first half an hour. I promise you that. She's like, who's this bitch? Ha motherfucker. Yo, she's given all the tells she's given. If I'm ever at CrimeCon and she's there, I might just have to like copy her and just be 2 steps ahead. Right? We all should. You ever go to CrimeCon and see her, just be 2 steps ahead. You'll end up being a headline on her pre-recorded videos.
that would make most people uncomfortable. Additionally, that person you heard says that I randomly lived with her brother. That's Janice. A big rumor out there is that I lived with Janice's brother, who was my doctor when I was like 29 or 30. I never have. I've never even kissed the guy. I don't know where that rumor started, but just, it's going around to several people. Lori is from California, and Lori was attending the trial because of her interest in the case. I love it when people interested in a case attend a trial. And then in a strange turn of events, my producer Grayson, this is strange, but my producer Grayson, Lori is the wife of my producer Grayson's California dentist and is someone who works in the dental office in California. But to clarify, when I met Lori, I didn't even know Grayson. This wasn't even a thing then, but wild, right? Just let's continue. So May of 2024, I am asked by a well-known public figure that I really respect if I know a good podcast producer. And I tell them yes.
Yeah. Who said the all aboard? Cincy. I'm the queen of Pettyville. I get down with the petty. Like, test me. Test me. I'm not afraid. No. If I end up at a crime con, I'm gonna, like Where's Waldo, or like, say everything I say. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do everything that she does, only better. It's gonna ruin her weekend. Oh my God.
I do. And I introduce this person to Lindsay, and I encourage Lindsay to connect with this person. And she seems super happy, and the two connect. And I am super happy for them.
No, you're not.
And then on June 8th, so June 8th, 2024, my stalker puts me in a group chat, which includes my stalker, Lindsay and Lori. June 18th, 2024, my stalker is driving through my hometown, and she is asking to come visit. And so I take her kids to the neighborhood pool. July of 2024, I have now officially hired Lindsay as a producer, as an independent contractor. It's more full-time. And we have daily production meetings in the morning, along with John. And she is helping to produce my podcast episodes. She explains she is going to also work for this said public figure that I connected her to, and that she thinks we can pull off working for both. I tell her, okay, I am super happy that she has this upcoming gig with this public figure that is a wonderful person, and I tell her so. Lindsay and I decide to cover the Alec Baldwin trial in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And due to concerns of cost, Santa Fe ain't cheap, it's expensive. Lindsay recruits my stalker and Lori to share an Airbnb with us to help keep down the costs. And then I tell John this, and he's reassured. I say, look, we've got a couple of trial people I met at a trial, these trial goers that are going to come with.
And a little tea with this. I heard that her and Grayson slept in the same bed, even though that there was 2 separate beds for them. They cuddled every night. They cuddled
with us and help to keep down the cost of this larger Airbnb in Santa Fe. July 10th, 2024, in the morning, July 10th, 2024, July 10th was a big day. I'm outside of the courthouse of the Alec Baldwin trial, and I interview I interview several people that day, so I don't want anyone confused. There are 3 lives that day. I don't want anyone, but one of the many people I interview live on camera that day is my stalker, and I introduce her as a fan of my podcast, A Hidden Gem. I personally did not think it went great for content. No harm, no foul. It happens. And then that day continues, July 10th, 2024. And at this time, my ex-contractor, who was my then contractor and friend, so my contractor at the time of July 10th, 2024, she is streaming the Alec Baldwin trial live on our YouTube channel for us, while I am in the media room at the courthouse covering it, and she's there. And I reach out to this ex-contractor, again, my contractor at the time, let's clarify that. I reach out to my contractor who's live streaming the Alec Baldwin trial. And I ask how things are going with the streaming. I discuss work in a text with this ex-contractor, then contractor. And I explain that I like this press room for the moment before heading to the courtroom because, and I'm going to say this verbatim, this is what my text says to her, quote, "It's space from roommates. One of them is kind of annoying." This contract worker then asks if it was the one I had on a live that morning in front of the courthouse. And I explain that it was. The contract worker states back to me in a text message, "Not going to lie.
Don't forget the Adderall and the Xanax, Adrian. We all know that there was a mixture. We all know, allegedly, from my personal experience, there was benzos and some alcohol."
That person is obnoxious. Don't put her on camera again, laughing face emoji. I agree. And I say she is constantly anxious, loud, and worried. End quote. A very private work conversation in a text message. July 10th, 2025, that evening, the contract worker calls me and unexpectedly and angrily quits on me, and also ends our relationship for good, as in is never going to talk to me again and is going to block me.
Good for her.
She accuses me of several things. She worked for me, but we were also very close friends. And after this phone call, I try not to, but I crying hard. And Lori, Lindsay, and my stalker, who are my roommates in this Airbnb, they comfort me. And I am embarrassed and I keep apologizing for crying. And I am grateful for their kindness. In fact, it was a very traumatic moment for me. And I guess I can say I'm still grateful for their kindness in that moment. And that kindness that they showed me made me open up even more to them in the coming months, because they were there for me during a very traumatic moment. The end of July 2025, I hire my stalker. It was Lindsay's suggestion to do podcast episode artwork for me. She's a very talented artist, my stalker. And this continues for months. In October of 2024, I cover a trial, as many of you know, in Delphi, Indiana, with Lindsay. And I am paying Lindsay daily to be there for me. In my opinion, I was paying her well to be there for me daily. And I'm also paying, it's an all expense paid work trip. I am paying for all of her lodging and all of her food and everything she needs to work for me.
It's a work trip. That's what you do. Like, if my organization was ever like, Amy, you got to go to fucking North Dakota for some training, I'm not paying anything. You're paying for that, okay? Contractor or not. I've worked in IT and I've had contract jobs. They pay for fucking everything, okay? That's like good business. If you were to be like, I'm a little short this week, can you pay the $500 ticket? Like that, you wouldn't be a slumlord. You'd be a fucking slum employer, you weirdo. Like, that's some fucking flex.
My stalker flies out to attend as public for a couple of days and pays me to stay in my Airbnb that I had. And she takes photos of me outside of the courthouse in Delphi, Indiana for my podcast. I did not pay her for these photos. It's an additional free gift for me. I buy her dinner. I confide in Lindsay, admittedly, that it is harder to work when my stalker is around. She seems kind and is very generous, but it's just a lot. And after my stalker flies home, I temporarily go home as well for Halloween because I need to trick or treat with my little boy. But I do decide that I need to go back to Delphi, Indiana.
I temporarily go home to my little boy. I temporarily go home to my little boy. So, like my friend Colette here is saying, okay, so you're doing the bare minimum as an employer because that's what you're supposed to do. Okay. But like, you're doing, like, in my opinion, less than the bare minimum for your child that you use to like get the wrath of the mom. I'm a mom. I'm just a mom in Arizona. No, you're not. What? You do FaceTime with them and like see them on a holiday for a fucking picture event to put on your wall? Fuck out of here with that. Fuck out of here with that. You're a bum. Both as an employer and a mother, in my opinion. That's what I believe about you.
While I am gone, Grayson, if you guys know is my producer, Grayson takes notes for me in the courthouse while I'm gone. She does an incredible job, a hell of a job. Couldn't have done them better myself. I didn't do them as good as she did them those 2 days that I was gone. And I began paying Grayson for freelance work, including those notes. I then, back in Delphi, I start noticing a lot of red flags. And these are red flags for me. They might not affect everyone. Some people might not think they're red flags. Other people think maybe I misinterpreted them. It doesn't matter. These are red flags that affected me and concerned me and the way that I work and the way I function. One of them was that Lindsay wanted Grayson to stay in a separate Airbnb than the one I had with plenty of room. And Grayson was working for me. She was young. She was
because they knew Grayson was a fucking crazy girl and they were afraid that they were going to be fucking skinned and hung in the closet for future use. That's why they didn't want to be cozied up with her in a fucking cabin in the middle of nowhere where they didn't know where they were. You know what I mean? It was their safety. I can understand. I'd be the same way. I don't want to be with Grayson. Am I going to end up with no eyebrows, no eyelashes, my lips fucking glued together, and my skin shaved off? Is it going to happen? I mean, allegedly, that she's allegedly. I'd have concerns. I'd have concerns, girls.
alone and I was paying for the lodging. And that was a concern to me. I suggested maybe that Lindsay get her own hotel if she needed space, and that upset her too. I just couldn't figure this out. It was a dynamic that was hard for everyone. It's just and like I said, she likely had her reasons too. It's fair. But I had my reasons, and this was becoming uncomfortable for me. Another thing I learned that Lindsay did was take my phone, and without my permission, she logs into YouTube Studio and learns how much I am making that month. And she shares this with Grayson. Something else made me uncomfortable. And there were a few other things. Lindsay is also working for another creator while I am paying for her to be there working for me full time, and I'm paying all of her expenses, and she is passing off material that I requested her to collect to other creators to be used for other shows. These were things that made me uncomfortable. I'm not even teach the wrong. Maybe there's a misunderstanding.
Do you mean when you poached Gray Bay from Annie Elise, her sloppy seconds, because she was a fucking wackadoodle, and Annie Elise was like, "Oh no, bitch, no, oh please, go to Hidden True Crime, go be them. You're just like them. Like you don't have a job here." Sloppy seconds. That's what you got, Lauren. Sloppy seconds. How does it feel? I mean, at least, listen, I love men and women. Okay. If I'm gonna get a sloppy second, I want it to look like a dime. You know what I mean? I want her easy on the eyes. I'm not trying to get Grayson, the one that's in the corner. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Understanding. Doesn't matter. They were things that made me uncomfortable. There were other red flags for me, personal red flags. Once we were back from Delphi, I decided to terminate things with Lindsay after the Delphi trial ended. I ended things very nicely and respectfully. She's very talented. And I realized that I needed someone exclusive. Someone after experiencing what I did in Delphi with, realizing that she was a contract worker and that she was sharing and helping other creators, that, I realized that Hidden True Crime needed someone exclusive, an exclusive producer that didn't want to work for multiple people. And so I told her that I was excited for her to work with this other larger podcast and this public figure. And here's a termination letter. I want you guys to see it. I want to show it so that I need people to know.
Well, your track record tells me that that's not how you feel, because you poached Grayson because she was being such a fucking for Annie Elise. Annie Elise was like, this is done. And you came looking for it because you were just like, you wanted to be able to tell people that your assistant was Annie Elise's oldest assistant. It was a status thing. You didn't give a fuck if she looked like Buffalo Bill. Put the lotion on the body or it gets a hose again. She didn't care. It was all about presentation. You didn't give a fuck. You didn't care that this bitch was a few French fries short of a fucking Happy Meal. All right, lights on, no one's home. Oh, thank you, Caddy. I did myself up a little bit. I had something to do. Yeah. How do you fire someone that's already quit, though? Exactly. Yeah, work for a lesbian back then, but yeah. She wants to be Annie Elise. She's like, how do I just get out of life that I thought I was gonna have? My husband's a bum on disability. Okay, he makes no money. He sends me out like a hooker to bring home money. Doesn't take care of a child. Listen, she's no better than like a lot of people I know in the Massachusetts area that cannot get their shit together. Sounds real familiar. This bitch just got money. It's grifting money off of other people's tragedy, though. Just my opinion. Hey, boss lady. It's always good to see you, mama. Since you have to make an airport run, listen in the car. Great living me. We love you, Cincy. Come back to us soon. Hi, Bad Dazzer. We love Bad Dazzer here. Yes, I know. No tatty slips here, though. Get into detention. That's what we all are. The Breakfast Club. Yeah, Adrian's the best. I love Adrian. I met Adrian over at ATS News. One of the better ones. She can only have friends or enemies if you don't shop to work. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. It's 105 there, girl, and you're up with me. I feel so special. You're boosting my ego like Lauren Matthias. Keep going. Feels good. Oh my God. Caddy, I'm happy you're here.
And it's very small. So let me see if I can get it and read it. Okay, I can read it. I made it larger. I say, after an update on our working relationship. December 2nd, 2024. After careful and deliberate consideration and after reflecting upon the changing dynamics as you work for other true crime podcasts, John and I realized that it will be too difficult to navigate conflicts of interest and that we need any current or future employees we hire to work exclusively for Hidden True Crime. We had high hopes that this could work and we love having you on board and you've had such a positive impact upon our channel. We feel incredibly lucky that we are recipients of your work during a transitional period of career where you have had so many options in the true crime arena. We are particularly impressed with your move into such an important role working for Redacted. Yet, as we have been reflecting upon the complexities of sharing a producer, we have come to a difficult but clear realization that that in this true crime space, any producers HTC hires will need to work exclusively for Hidden True Crime to avoid issues around privacy, sharing content, and information across channels or podcasts, which greatly concerns us. As I have always stated, your desire to work with Redacted is an incredible opportunity that you should take advantage of. And we are thrilled for your exceptional talents being recognized with such a major talent. Your absence undoubtedly will create a much bigger workload for us once again, which we do not look forward to. So we know that your efforts will be sorely missed. And we know, however, that the growth and experience you'll receive will be unique and provide a rare opportunity for you. I'm proud of you for this opportunity. Go show them how amazing you are. I'm sure we will see you on the Apple podcast charts very soon, and that we hope our friendship and true crime combos can continue.
That's smoke up her ass. That she did the needful. Like, what's she gonna do? Like, you fucking can't. You leaving me? You leaving me for what? You're gonna be a loser. I'll never see you again. You weren't even that good. That's what she wanted to write, in my opinion. But she had to blow smoke up this chick's ass just in case. You know what I mean? She didn't want anything to get out. Oh my God. Yeah, party on a Sunday. Good for you. Hey, Sunday might be my slot. I don't know, but I do Sunday mornings, so it's a little tough. It's a little tough. Colette, no, wait. Can I ask you, do you know her? Were you part of all of this? I remember Colette name. Are you that Colette? I'm interested. Inquiry minds want to know. You don't have to tell me. Just asking. All the things she didn't read in full, please report. She reads full. Something makes me think she wrote this with the purpose of being. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Thanks, baby. I love you, Bad Dazzler. I saw you over in alternate corner. I love me some Dill Daddy. I work during the day now, so I don't get into his streams. It kind of sucks. Oh, and my bro. Hi, bro. Hi, honey. Everybody crackers whack. You are. Oh my God, Colette. I have so many questions. I'm making you a mod just so I can point you out, bitch. I don't even know where my phone is. I'll find it. I'm gonna make you a mod so I can see you. Yeah, right. You're right. The woman's a wackadoodle, okay? She's a wackadoodle. She clearly has never, when you're 5150 and you start acting up and you start acting like this, they hit you in the ass with some with what's called Haldol, okay? And you do the Haldol shuffle and it makes you confuse and comply. I think this is what this girl needs for a weekend, just go get some help. And then if you're around real crazy people, you realize how uncrazy you are and you really try to work on yourself. Right? She's never had consequences. Not a day in her life. Not a day. I think karma will hit her ass soon. Yeah, I hope so. Listen, the whole karma thing, I'm waiting for karma to hit certain people, and it hasn't yet. So does karma exist? I think that she, what I think? I think she fucking stepped to the wrong bitches this time. I think Janice, Colette, all of them, I think they were the wrong ones. You know what I mean? I'm a kind person, but I'm not the one. Right? I feel like my girls here, my friend Colette over here, who has been victimized by Lauren, she picked the wrong fucking girls. I love you, Amy. You crack me up. It's You know, so I was saying this to someone earlier, like accents. Like I was doing a live earlier with Frank Zell. He's the investigator, done investigating for John Benet Ramsey for 3 decades, and he's from New Jersey. And people can try to like mimic our accents, but there it is true that there's like an attitude, a persona that comes with being from here, and so it's like a collective whole of things, right? Like I think it's cute when people try to like copy my accent and they fail, right? Like they don't do it well. The only person I've ever heard it do well is Leonardo DiCaprio or Johnny Depp. They're the only two that nailed it in movies. Everyone else who tries it, you're like, oh, that was good. It wasn't, because it's like an attitude. It has to come from like a certain place, right? But I appreciate that. I appreciate your love and my northeastern thing. I was born like this. And my kid is just, I birthed a mini me, and like, yeah, he's a lot. And I'm like, Mom, now I know what you felt like. Please hit the like. Yeah, if you guys hit the like, share it out. I don't monetize over here, so they kind of shadow ban me for videos and different things. So if you want to share it out and like it and hype it and do whatever you want to do, that would be amazing for just to get more bad kids, because we are the Bad Kids Club and we're chronically in detention. On top, what she didn't count on was the fight and the fight back in the facts. Yeah, she did not think any of that was happening. Karma works slow, Amy. I mean, but how slow? How slow? I'm waiting for the downfall of some people. I am. And it's not because I'm a bad person. It's because of what they've done to someone like me and other people. I get mad for other people, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. Philly girl here of your night. Yeah. So you bet you know that New York has the same thing. New York, New Jersey, New York, New Jersey, Boston, Providence. They're small and they sound real mobby, you know, like they sound like they're from like the Goodfellas. But nonetheless, it's an attitude on top of the accent. Yeah, I'm smarter. My girl, 02136. Me and her grew up in the same area of Boston. This is my home girl. Oh, Boston, dude, I'm better than you. I'm smarter than you, and fuck you. Yeah. You know, that ain't the fucking truth. That's how we come off. But okay, like I might be like, I might tell you like go fuck off. But if I saw someone being robbed, I'd help them, right? Like I'm not gonna walk by like I've seen other different cities. They just like walk by and like record fights. No, like I'm jumping in. Like I'm hitting a 16-year-old if you're fucking someone up. I'm doing it. I'm not above that. I'm not. I'll hurt. To save somebody else. Like I'm jumping in. For Good Will Hunting. I love Good Will Hunting. Do you know what my favorite Boston movie is? I have a lot. Mystic River, great movie. Good Will Hunting, great movie. What is the one? It's on the tip of my tongue. It is Leonardo DiCaprio, the guy from The Shining, Jack Nicholson. He plays like loosely Whitey Bulger. The town's great too. I have a story about the town. I dated one of the guys for a short period of time that he was a part of why that movie was made. Very nice guy after he got out of jail. Like he turned his life around. But nonetheless, The Departed, thank you. Yeah, you'd think I know that. But yeah, I know him, and he actually has a brother, Jimma. So yeah. He's a good dude. He had some fucked up shit going on in his life, and he did some really bad things. Yeah, The Departed. Departed is my favorite. Hell, my ATS, my Amber. There you are. Black Mass. Black Mass is a good movie. Yeah. Do you know what's so funny? I was watching something with Maki Mock, and he lives in California now and pretends like he's not from Massachusetts. But if you have him do our accent, he still got it. He went to a speech coach to like timber that down. No, that mother, he can still reenact his mother's phone calls to a T. All right. She sounds like my mother. Karma always comes. Not in our time when the universe says it's time. The universe is, oh, yeah, I agree. Yeah. Hi, friend. They need a real quality Karen. Yeah, wasn't that absolute trash? Fucking trash. Blue Jay, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. I've been just sitting here talking about movies and everything that we shouldn't be because your girl just can't stay on track. All right, let's keep going through this. We have a few more minutes before we'll have to go into.
And who knows, if we're lucky, maybe we'll be collaborating later together in the future once the opportunity presents itself. Always my best, Lauren. And so, I later, another aspect of this, months later, I did send Lindsay a cease and desist. I had heard that she had been saying some things that I consider defamation to several of my professional contacts. One text that was sent to me stated that I went psycho on her and that I am manic. And other things.
We're going to jump ahead a little bit.
Very. I can't even explain what I felt in that moment. Thank you to the people who were there for me. And so, after I received that text message, I sent the stalker a text message stating to please not share our conversations, that it was private, and that I was feeling threatened. And if we can pull that up.
Colette, girlfriend, I know that like you can say no, but I have so many questions for you. If you'd be willing to come up on panel some night, I would just like, you don't need to say anything you don't want to say. I just need to get a better feel for who this person is. I mean, I have a pretty good understanding, but I would love, you don't have to show your face. We can change your voice, anything. I would love to speak to you someday because I'm in the game of exposing people like this bitch. Okay. They don't belong working with victims, public, nothing. Okay. They're a menace to society and they wreak havoc in people's lives, including their children, as we've seen. So if you ever want to do that, you don't have to. I'm going to open invitation. You bring it up, but I would love to pick your brain. This is like, it's fascinating. She is such a piece of shit that hearing the things I hear about her, I just like, I want to have it back and forth, right? I want to have it back and forth. Up to you. You let me know. Let's keep going.
There are so many exhibits here. Hey, I would appreciate, this is what I wrote on April 9th. I would appreciate you not talk about our private conversation, which you described as vulnerable with other people. I have done this for you. Yet I am already getting calls about things I said to you in confidence, and I feel threatened. Do not screenshot or share private conversations that are meant to be private. Do not share things that I've said to you in private, because they are considered private. And I reiterate, this is becoming a threatening matter, and I will have to take legal action if it continues. Stalker responds, Lauren, I can confidently say that what you're claiming is false. And I haven't talked to anyone about our conversation. By the way, that's not true. I later learned that she did indeed record it, by the way, and then she put it on TikTok. So we'll get to that. But Lauren, I can confidently say that what you're claiming is false. I haven't talked to anyone about our conversation. As for your other requests, I think you already know that I'm not the one you need to worry about when it comes to sharing private conversations. In other words, shaming my ex-friends. I'll be honest, receiving a message like this, especially with accusations and threats, really puts salt in the wounds. I didn't expect that from you. Okay. A couple of days later, I was sent a Reddit comment by somebody, and we learned that it was made by my stalker. Just a couple days later, alleging that I was plagiarizing and that I had poached an employee from another person in my industry. We have it. Here it is. Supposedly, Lauren poached an employee, and the employee is recycling scripts that she did for Lauren. Not sure this is one of those cases, but a friend of mine overheard the girl she poached from talk all about it at one of the trials. This isn't true. It was put on Reddit. And so I thought, who did this? Well, luckily, she left a lot of trails to confirm without doubt that it is my stalker. And we have that evidence. I'm not going to show it now, but we have the evidence because she has since deleted that and much of her public posts, but we have all the evidence is her. And it was shocking to me. Again, I thought this was my friend and someone that was working for me. And now someone that's possibly sharing my conversations. What's going on? That was made by my stalker alleging that I was plagiarizing and that I had poached an employee from another person in my industry. I texted my stalker requesting that she does not defame my business online, and that if she believes I am plagiarizing, to report me. In other words, if you believe I am plagiarizing, report me. I didn't tell her to stop talking. I actually said to her, if you think that I am plagiarizing, that's serious, and she should report me.
Yeah, report
She
that.
denied they were her post, despite evidence from her account, which I have again saved, showing it was her account. And after some back and forth, I blocked her as I began to feel unsafe. She then sent me, after I blocked her and after we both agreed, she said, I'm not going to continue this conversation with someone. I said, you know what, you're right. This moment, I don't know who she is. I don't know her intentions. I'm feeling very threatened. I block her. This relationship, unfortunately, sadly, is going to have to end. She then sends me an aggressive email. And in it, she states, Lauren, it's April 21st. Lauren, I was going to text you this directly, but it looks like it didn't go through. So I'm guessing that you blocked me. Yes, I did. If that's the case, that's totally fine. Just be real about it. Hitting block after starting a fire doesn't make you a victim. It makes you a coward. On top of that, you're really out here playing the victim while casually coaching someone on how to trash a redacted creator on Reddit. Bold move, especially for someone who loves to preach about integrity every 5 minutes. But hey, maybe encouraging anonymous hit pieces is just part of your brand. I wouldn't know. I've been too busy minding my own business and not anonymously running smear campaigns in the comment section. She went on Reddit. Also, a fun twist. I now know that Reddit comment actually came from one of your own mods, and yet you still claimed it as your own when bragging to your old friends. So either you're lying to them or you're lying now. Take your pick. Do you prefer hypocrite or liar? Sincerely, Stalker. I have no idea what the hell she's talking about, but she has added some screenshots to this email. Can we look at those screenshots? Do we have the screenshots? We're trying to pull them. We'll see if we can pull them. In it are alleged screenshots. I'll just explain it while Grayson's looking. In our screenshots from a message the stalker has added. Happens. We'll edit it later. The stalker has added the reminder where we left off. And in the reminder where we left off, I don't know, she is stating, I've never rewritten history. I've acknowledged what I've done. I've apologized, acknowledged your hurt. I'm not afraid to own my mistakes. And then we agree. Look at that. She agrees to be done engaging. We agreed. Or is that my text? Is that my text? This is my text that I'm like, this sounds more like me. Okay. This is me. So she says, reminder of where we left off. This is my text. I state that I've never rewritten history. I've acknowledged what I've done. I've apologized and acknowledged your hurt. I've never taken that back or pretended otherwise. Even my initial text today, I am not afraid to own my mistakes, as I am an honest and imperfect person who works to be self-aware and honest with my actions. Pointing out words written on your public account with a request you don't publicly defame me, and sharing that it hurts me in no way rewrites history or disregards what I have apologized for and owned. And I have owned it here today, tonight, too. I want to point out, I called her annoying. I hope one day that you'll be able to also do the same when you hurt people and make mistakes. We agree to be done engaging. I think that last paragraph was a mistake for me. That was a typo. Okay.
So let's just go over the fact that she has talked about this stalker how many times? I think someone counted it was like 419 or something like that. The judge already adjudicated the case and said that this is not stalking. So if anything is defamation, this is defamation. And this is what Christina, in my opinion, should go after her for. I mean, there's a 9-hour live. They can count them. That's defamation after a judge in Utah was like, nah, bitch. Nah, bitch. This isn't stalking. This is your feelings hurt because you're a fucking see you next Tuesday. All right. Even the Utah judge was like, girl, get out of my face. But she still went on the tubes to make money. If someone said $69,000, I'm not their accountant. I don't know. But that could track. There was a lot going on in that live, in that stream. So I got questions, and I hope Christina's taking her to the bank. I hope so. Steal the McMansion right from under that bitch's feet. And creator studio, like, is anyone going to want to do anything with them in a creator studio in the middle of nowhere with red fucking rock around them? With John with his yellow Crocs. At least he doesn't have those like strappy man sandals. You know what I mean? Because if you've seen those feet, girl.
But I was clearly trying to apologize for then. So she puts this in an email after she calls me hypocrite or liar, that, and then she shares other photos. And these other photos, do we have those? We're trying to find them. We might. There's a lot of stuff going on, guys. So as we look for those, this is about the Ross Live. I said at the beginning of this month, PS, that I'm going to work to connect to all of you again. It's been a while since I've been live. Here I am, real life. So as we try to look for those, what she sends me is an obscure, very obscure message. It's kind of blurry. It looks like it's been passed around from a group chat I'm in. And I'm responding to someone who made a comment in Reddit, and I say, how's it doing? And the reason, I'm just going to tell you guys now, here it is. Okay, so here it is. I say, how's it doing? And then the person replies my comment. I'm pretty sure it's the top one with a nervous emoji. So let me tell you what this is. It has nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with the trial I've covered. Someone in this group text was following a creator, a podcaster, on a trial that I did not cover and knew nothing about. And they were disappointed that this podcaster got facts wrong because they were attending the trial. And I wasn't actually a part, those group texts where you really don't go in a lot. This was one of those happening. I wasn't even in the majority of this conversation. I didn't know what was going on. When I popped in, I saw all these things and I saw that this person had actually fact checked that person, that creator, and posted about it under her actual real name, not even anonymously, some things that this creator got wrong in a podcast. And this person quite liked the podcaster. So they were actually stressed about putting this up there and seemed worried about it. They said, the comment is there. I don't know how it's going to do. They're just kind of looking for feedback in like a group message. Wasn't a part of this conversation at all. And I pop in, I see that she is nervous, and I wrote, how's it doing? And if you note, her response ends with a worried face emoji when she says, it's the top one. She doesn't know if that's good. That comment is still there, by the way, on Reddit, and it's absolutely harmless. It is somebody correcting facts about a trial they were following. I know none of the facts of this case, nor did I follow this podcaster on this case. I don't even know. I've known nothing about it. But I want you to know that this text has gone around for months with people telling me that I am doing smear campaigns on this podcaster. Top media people believe that I have smeared this creator on Reddit, that I tried to hurt her business. This has gone far and wide because of that. I have no idea what that is about. And I have told several people that it's not true. And I've actually promoted this person's business repeatedly, sourced them, encouraged followers, collabed with them, and tried to help their business. But there is, and if anybody has heard this, a rumor that I have created fake accounts and tried to hurt my fellow creator or any creator, I will tell you right now, that is false. Completely false.
Yeah.
Because even in my stalker's response to me, when I filed a civil stalking injunction, she claims that she has seen evidence of me hurting other people's businesses, yet cannot show a single moment where I actually have. Because I don't. Really quickly, do we have my response to her? I never read my response. Oh. So okay, this is my response on the screen. So I wrote, are we good? Are we safe? Okay. I wrote this person.
Are we safe?
And I say, I blocked you because I'm tired of being harassed and threatened by others who are misinformed and illegally sharing and taking private chats out of context. The only coward in this conversation is the one who is unable to acknowledge any wrongdoing whatsoever. So who is starting fires? And then I share, again, who's starting fires? Her Reddit comment. That's now been deleted from Reddit, by the way. When someone tells me to stop engaging, my response is to stop. But here you continue harassing me in emails, even though I've blocked you. You obviously are misinformed about this podcaster. I never wrote an anonymous hit piece about this podcaster. That was written quite openly by the person who wrote it. Yes, a moderator and someone who attended that trial of this case daily. She was correcting some factual errors that this podcaster had made regarding a case that I never covered. It was never a hit piece, and it doesn't hide her identity. Nor did I ever anonymously write the factual correction from court. That was somebody else. I asked how the comment was doing, which was supporting my friend, nothing more or less. I'm not sure how that has anything to do with smearing someone. Journalists typically adhere to factual analysis, unlike your correspondents, which is creating a false and defamatory narrative about me based upon your distortion of the facts and the misattribution of a post that I never wrote. But why?
Okay. Let's unbag this. I'm coming full screen for this. My fucking beats aren't working. She's sitting here and she's talking about alt accounts and first of all, I come from the Karen Reed movement world. Okay. I've been balls deep in that up until probably about 6 months ago for years. Okay. This shit happens constantly. Okay. People get roasted. Like it's the Hunger Games at this point. Fake accounts. How can you prove anything? How can you prove anything? And from what I know, from what I do for a living, I know some Redditors. They're really good. Laura Mathias has a ton of sock accounts. Not only does she fight with herself, allegedly, this is allegedly, it's what I heard from very credible sources, but she goes in and not only fights with her friends, she argues with herself to prove points she wants to get across, talking points. Is that normal behavior? Is that normal behavior? Because I don't think so. And then you're going to turn around and be scared of some little Christina's fucking TikToks that are just exposing you wanting to fucking extract your your brother's sperm so that he might be able to have kids someday? And did she say that she'd carry it? Because that's incest. Unless it was like a separate egg. Like, I have so many questions. But she, like, the hypocrisy of it all is that she's projecting all of her bad deeds onto other people to like to be like, I can't even think of the word I'm looking for. Like, I'm gonna get you before you can get me. So the things that I'm doing, I'm gonna accuse you of, so that when you accuse me of it, they'll be like, no, they're just projecting. Mormon on Mormon crime. Yeah. How much have we seen Mormon on Mormon crime? I mean, the Mormons have gone wild in the past like decade. Okay. How many Mormon LDS cases have we seen? Okay. The crafters, Corey Richards, I think, was a Mormon converted, whatever. The Daybells. There was another one recently. Thank God the kids were found. It's all indoctrination, right? These people are sick unless you can think for yourself, and you're so indoctrinated into this. And I don't believe that Lauren's not indoctrinated to any of this. She's a sick puppy. She may think because she drinks and rips some weed every so often that she's not a Mormon, but she oozes Mormon. Oozes Mormon. Do you guys want to know something? I'm an Irish Catholic from Boston. Okay, shocker. Mitt Romney years ago was running for governor of Massachusetts, which was a fucking joke. Okay, which was a joke. He was never getting in. And I remember my mother's old school Boston. All right, you think my accent? On TV, he was on Channel 4 doing whatever. And my mother's like, why would we want him? Why would we want him? He's a fucking rich. He's a rich bitch Mormon. He probably got 17 wives and 100 kids he don't take care of. That was my first introduction as a young child. And like it aged well, because this is exactly who I found out to be. Like, what? Why is a Mormon coming over to Massachusetts? We don't have a high Mormon population here. All Irish Catholic and Jewish. All right. Like, mostly. It was wild. He didn't win. But my mother's like, he's probably got 17 wives and 167 kids on the state aid. It was awful. My mother, she has no filter. Listen, we're not politically correct over here. Just so you know, I hope I don't offend anybody. Just who I am. If you can take it, you can take it. If you can't, you can't. But it just is what it is. Yeah, I miss some over here. Have you heard? I've heard the same thing, Amy. I absolutely believe it. Yeah. Mormon on Mormon crime. I love your accent. My father's family was from Boston. My dad had a little bit of an accent. Like, instead of bomb, it would sound like bum. Yeah. Yeah. It like, the thing is too, it's like an attitude. It's a whole persona, right? I don't notice I have an accent until I work in my professional career where other people don't have it. And I'm like, oh, Amy, you gotta tone that down. I was told to go to a speech coach in college because I was going to be working in like high level IT. I'm not, since becoming a mother. However, they suggested that I'm uneducated. I mean, they're not wrong. You know what I mean? It's not wrong. But I love who I am. Even my own son, my son does not have an accent whatsoever. He lives with me. He sounds like every Joe Schmo in Massachusetts who doesn't have one. He roasts me. He'll be like, what'd you just say? And I'm like, put it on backwards. And he was like, I'll put it on backwards. Oh yeah. My 5-year-old roasts my accents. Did you see the video that came out tonight with her dad? I'm trying to get it's Hero the same day the Boise Shabbat. No. Oh my God. Can you send it to me? And I'll play it right now. Thank you. Yeah, hit the like, share it out. Glad I watched it. So early, yeah, God. My mind is blown. It's happening the same day. Weirdos. Yeah. I don't believe in coincidence. I just don't. Never have. Yeah. My husband is Irish Catholic, raised in Dorchester, Mass. He's damn proud of it. Yeah. Yeah. I was just about this, right? Like a lot of my viewers are from Massachusetts in the area because I was a free Karen Reed person, and a lot of my viewers are from here. And I will never forget, this kid comes into my chat and he was like, "Oh, I'm from Boston too." And like, if I'm right here, from I'm from the area of High Park. It's Boston. Okay, people are real proud of where they're from. This dude says, I'm like, "Oh, what part? What area?" And he said Methuen. Girl, Methuen is 45 minutes from Boston going north. It's almost on the New Hampshire border. I was like, don't insult me like that with your 781 number. Miss me with that. You are not from Boston. It's a very proud thing. It's a very proud thing. Everyone's very proud of what area they are in Boston. There's 26 neighborhoods. No way, Amy never changed. Awesome. I'm from Eastern Canada and I have a hard accent, but I'll never change it. My dad is from PEI and he raised 5 city kids, Boston city kids. Oh my God. Oh my God. That video was hella, it was eye-opening. I'll have to watch it when we finish here. That's wild. I have to watch it. I didn't get to, but thank you for letting me know. I'm definitely going to be watching it.
I let facts get in the way of your far-fetched and false narratives about me. I blocked you and agreed to stop engaging, but I guess you had to have the last 2 words because apparently you have no flaws and have never made a mistake. So I will ask, please do not contact me. The fact that you continue to contact me after I blocked you leads me to question my safety. Are you going to show up my home next since you know where I live and berate me? Also asking you to stop posting lies and false information about me publicly, which negatively impacts my business. If you continue to harass me, I will be forced to take legal action. Okay. And I know that was strong. I know it was. But at this point, I'm shocked. I realize that she's recorded me in a courthouse. I realize that she is defaming me online. She just called me a hypocrite and a liar. And she is taking a text with me asking, how's it doing? Text. And now is stating that I'm hurting other people's businesses. So now I'm plagiarizing people and I'm hurting other people's businesses, 2 things of which I have never done. So I'm very concerned. And she's reached out via email. I don't know what's going on at this moment. So, all right. Where was I? Thank you. Thank you. So
Get
on
back
April
to the script,
15th,
girl.
I was confronted by a friend. And by the way, at this point, these women that I mentioned at the beginning, they've all become very close. They actually have a text thread together called the 7 Gatherers. It's named after Melanie and Zulema and Lori Vallow, who had the same text thread. They call themselves the 7 Gatherers. Very happy for their friendship. They're posting pictures of each other at the courthouse. I'm happy they all get along. But as you know, I think one of them is a bit of a bully. And I had shared this with my stalker as well. Friend of the stalker named Janice at the same courthouse. This incident is on film. And before we play it, I want to share a little bit more.
Wait,
she had, I had mentioned that she often filmed Kay and Larry and others outside the courthouse. And it's fair. You can report people in public. It's fair game. It's uncomfortable. And I think point where it can be considered harassment, when someone is filming you all the time. And what I had been noticing is that, and Grayson had been noticing, because Grayson was with me at this trial, she was my producer at this time,
you guys
that she filmed me and Grayson everywhere we went. And it was uncomfortable. Thank you, Kelsey Benson Rising, she filmed Colby too. She filmed people all the time, and Kay and Larry. And so I was walking into court late, and I was on the phone with my husband, John, the only time I can catch up with him. As I walked into the courthouse, I noticed that Janice was out there, standing there with no apparent reason to be standing there. And I thought, oh no, my heart sunk. What if she's waiting for me? And so for safety, which I had started to do, because she's good friends with my stalker. In fact, when I saw my stalker and she had confronted me in the courthouse, she'd actually been with Janice. They had been together. And it made me nervous. So I said, John, I've got to go. Someone's here outside the courthouse and I'm scared and getting worried about everything. He knew everything going on. I'm going to just put my phone camera on.
She's talking about Janice, little old funny Janice from the chats. This is how she's talking about her, okay? No threat. She just wanted to talk about the shit that Lauren was talking about her. And Lauren was petrified of her own fucking behavior. She was not scared. Janice, she was not going to put her fucking hands on her. Janice is a grown ass woman, unlike stunted, emotionally undeveloped Lauren. All right, my opinion. That was never going to happen, Lauren.
just in case, because I'm just worried. And so that is why my phone camera was on. It was just in case. And I was walking into the courthouse. That was my goal. The doors were right there. And unfortunately, I got scared and stopped to play the first game I have.
Look at this. My poor Janice.
Are you recording me? Please do. And please. So that was the first one. Unfortunately, my nervousness, it ended. And I want you to know, too, that Janice later wrote a declaration. And in her declaration to the court, she actually stated that I approached her.
Please do not talk to me. I feel threatened.
Well, I'm going to talk to you about this after you said.
Please do not talk to me. I feel threatened.
Look how cute she is.
So then let's stay away from each other. I think that you're a bully. Please stay away. I feel threatened.
Oh, really, Lauren?
I would like to speak for the entire collective whole of Unsolved Amy Boston. Janice is far prettier than you. Far prettier than you. And she got better legs and she doesn't hunch. Take notes. My opinion.
Okay. So after this moment in this recording, after this happening so often, I took this recording to the bailiff and I said, could you request this person just to stay away from me? She records me all the time. She records my producer all the time.
When?
She is friends with someone that is harassing me in emails and accusing me of things I didn't do. And we just need to attend this public trial in peace. I can be around people that don't like me. I get it. Not everyone likes me. And you know what? I can be really annoying too. I'm probably really annoying in this live. Could you have her stay away? The bailiff saw the videos. They saw what was going on. They spoke to Janice and they requested her to stay away from me because of the way she approached me. And they also said, look, maybe don't film her all the time. She also admitted in her declaration, by the way, to the court that she does record a lot of people. She tried to show that it wasn't what, we thought and she wasn't as close, but yes.
Good point.
So then I tell her I'm feeling threatened. Okay. Janice was told by the bailiffs that she needs to leave me alone and stay away from me. Fast forward to, hold on, I've got some notes here. Okay.
You guys, she's
So,
insufferable. I'm just going to
over is kind of just getting ramped up. And that's reading the text messages I've gotten. Brace yourself. Something's going to go big. Something's going to go viral. I'm not touching it. I'm not getting my hands dirty.
Hi, mama.
So what did I do? That was absolutely devastatingly frightening to me. I had no idea what that meant. And so I decided to call the police because at that point, I am fearful for my safety with such a vague threat. And the police, we're going to get to this later. Stick with me. We're going to get to this later, but the police called my stalker and she recorded that phone call, but let's not play that yet. I'm going to go back a little. But let's fast forward. So let's go a little bit, let you know this. After I called police, and we're going to get to that in just a little bit. 3 days later, 3 days after I called police because of that vague threat, they want my head on a platter. They're going to blow this shit up. Fast forward to June, and my stalker created both a TikTok and an Instagram account solely about me, where she continues to this day to post harmful things about me in an efforts to expose me. And she uses that. They're going to expose me. She posts like every other day. This has been going on for months. She's obsessed with me. The first TikTok about me posted on her personal page. So she started out on her art page, her regular Instagram page. The first TikTok about me on her personal page, and later she decided to post. She created a new page that was actually confirmed by Lindsay when she took the stand that this was created about me because she just didn't want it all on her art page. So they decided to start a separate page all about me. And the first TikTok about me posted on her personal page, and later on her targeted page, so she posted twice, is her telling her friends that I wanted to use my brother's sperm with an egg donor so that I or a surrogate could carry his baby. Before you play this, she is referring to my brother that died in March. My brother was in an accident. I loved him so much. My heart is broken. I was like his mother. He was born when I was 7 years old, and I loved him so much. And I didn't have to be covering these trials, these Daybell trials. My brother needed me, but I went because I wanted justice for the Daybell victims, and I cared. The first Daybell trial that I ever covered, he had been in his accident just the week before. And my family rushed to his side, and he was going to invest in hidden true crime. And I knew that he would want me to cover the trial. I knew he knew how much I cared about the victims in the Daybell case. And so instead of rushing to my brother's side in 2023, I went to the Lori Vallow trial instead. Because justice for JJ, Tylee, and Tammy was so important to me, and I knew that my little brother would want me there. His funeral, he died in March of this year, and his funeral was the end of March, just a week before I attended the Brandon Boudreaux trial. I was devastated. And I want everybody to know, by the way, at that Brandon Boudreaux trial, I was, at the end of it, shunned by everyone, and I didn't know what was going on, and I'm fast forwarding. We'll talk about that later. My brother was he was not in a coma when we had these conversations about what we should do. We were hoping that he would recover from a traumatic brain injury that he suffered. He was not recovering. We hoped and prayed. And the second year, we had to start talking about what do we do. He didn't have kids. He wasn't married. He wanted kids. We're biased, but my brother is brilliant and handsome and kind and has empathy and is inclusive. He's everything that I want to be. And there are many, many people out there that have fertility issues, that need sperm donors. And we wondered, at some point, should we save my brother's sperm? What would he want? Would he want to be a donor? And let me be very, very clear. If one saves the sperm from someone that is recently deceased, they can do that.
I'm bringing myself back up, kids. The sperm thing's weird, okay? And of course, they're going to make a little jokey joke about it. Like, this guy has never consented. Why are you trying to take his sperm? He's been in like a coma. The poor man, right? But why are you like in a psychosis, like telling people that you barely know that you're trying to extract your little brother's semen? Like, that's something you talk amongst family, right? Like, I can't say that, like, if my brother passed away tomorrow, granted he has kids, both of them do, 3 of them do. I can't say that, like, even if we had to talk about it, it would be weird. And we certainly wouldn't talk about it to people that you meet at CrimeCon, right? Like, you have to sign consents for that. You have to. There's that's like a it's illegal. I mean, I know that there's like, someone power of attorney and things like that can do all types of things, but it's weird. Oh, hold on one second, baby grung. That's fine. It is weird. I mean, who the fuck in this world thinks of this in sperm the first time in history of the world? Yeah. I've never really heard, like, I've heard of like wives doing it, but like this guy didn't have a girlfriend. He didn't have like a wife. And why is your sister making that decision? It's a little weird, you know? Colette, I was never a trial tourist, and she did tell me she wanted to use her brother's sperm and raise her brother's baby. I did. I mean, like, that's how I feel about that. Girl, what is so fucking violating, for one, and why are you trying to carry your brother's kids? It's an attention thing, for one, because for the rest of her life, she'd be like, my brother got into an ATS accident, and he was a coma, and I took the bullet and I extracted his sperm. I impregnated myself, and now I raise him, so I have a little Jamie. It's weird. It's weird and unhinged. And if her husband was okay with that, like, brother, I guarantee, honey, I guarantee they never sleep together. They probably slept together that one time to make their son, and that was it. No one's attracted to John, okay? No one's attracted to John. No, John's a married incel, in my opinion. Okay, he ain't fucking anyone. She, on the other hand, I don't know. And then to hear this, she's like, I'm just gonna take old Jamie sperm and use a turkey baster. What? What? I know people grieve differently. That's not grieving. That's weirdo behavior. That's weirdo thoughts, right? Go to therapy. For fuck's sake. Lauren.
It's incredible. Medicine is amazing. Medical care is amazing. That is some that they could retrieve sperm from a recently deceased person, even if tragedy happens. And people that are in comas or people that perhaps aren't going to make it, that want to be donors. And the way that that is medically done, most people know this, is through a very simple surgery. A very, very minimal surgery. Thank you, Laura. These are I would never wish any family to have the conversations that my family had about my brother. The Terry Schreiber decisions that you make.
I have to stop.
Listen, you love so much.
Listen to the words, like her emphatic words, okay? My, I, all revolving around her, okay? My son, my family, my husband, my business. It's draining. How does she get through the world thinking about herself that much? It's got to be exhausting. It has to be absolutely fucking exhausting by the end of the day. And you're like, what did I do today? Oh, just thought about myself and how I can get forward and don't give a flying fuck about anyone else around me, including the person that I birthed, allegedly. I'm not even convinced of that. Allegedly. Oh my God, Colette, you give me all the good stuff today. I just know Christina had gotten a lot of heat on TikTok, and she really was telling a ton of people that and switched up quite a bit for the 9-hour live. Right, of course she would, because then she's like, oh my God, people think I'm a weirdo, because she's thinking that she's talking to like girlfriends that are be like, Lauren, you're such a good person for doing that. Oh my God, like she thought that she would be like knight in shining armor, but in actuality, you're a fucking weirdo. Like, it's one thing for them to like extract the sperm and then donate it, right? I'm not offering to take my I have 3 brothers. Okay. I have 3 brothers. I would never, not once do that. Ugh. It's one of those things. Who raised you? What happened in that house? What happened in the house? You got the widow father, the widow criminal father, the mother who went off the cuckoo end who was in the asylums. Like, sorry for her, right? But Lauren seems to be somewhere caught in the middle, and she's trying to collect her younger brother's sperm to carry a baby. Like, it's just, even if it's lies for attention, it's still fucking weird, right? Mary, we've met people like that. We've met people like that to just tell stories for attention. I think her father was like, oh, good God. We all are molested, in my opinion, at least. Yeah. Yeah. No boundaries. Yeah. I'm not harvesting my sister's eggs as much as I love them. It's against my nature, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Listen, I will tell you something. When I'm much younger than my oldest sister, and she was having trouble conceiving at one point, and I didn't have my own kids, and I offered to carry her baby for her because they didn't know if she could carry a baby. And so they were going to take his sperm and her egg and do the transplant, right? And I would have carried the baby. It would have been theirs, not mine, biologically. And I offered. I didn't have to, because by God's grace, she was able to have 3 kids in her own, right? But I offered, and we thought about it. But I wasn't like, hey, can I extract PJ's sperm and like use a turkey baster? What's that? You know what I mean? There's like a fine line. There's a fine line between like being helpful and being a fucking creep. Yeah. I get it. It's not normal. No one would ever think to do that. Right. No one would ever think to do that. Like I've never heard of that before. Like I've known a lot of my friends have died from heroin overdoses very young. They had wives or girlfriends or parents, whatever, and I've never heard one of them be like, I'm harvesting his sperm just in case. Like that's what you're thinking about? Lauren didn't even go and see him. This is another sad thing. No, she didn't go see him. She would rather gone to the Daybell cases to get attention and be the Woodcock's best friend than to go see her brother in that tragic accident that was going to be dying, and he had a death wish. Right? She didn't go. She didn't care. And you're telling me you worry about sperm? Priorities. He had a long term. Oh, he did have a long live. Okay, he did. But was the sperm going to her? Quiet minds want to know. Because apparently Lauren didn't like her. That's what I heard. Calypso, baby, you can listen. Isn't this shit wild? Right. It is unhinged and creepy as fuck. That's why I think it's all about getting her brother's money. Yeah. I mean, I never thought about that. Good point. Good point. All the money that he stole from poor families, trying to give him a house, but then repossessed it and took all the fucking money, like the piece of shit he is. I don't know if it's the same brother, but they're all the same. I have a brother, and I would never do that. Something's very wrong with her in her upbringing. Yeah, she's definitely scarred. Like there's a lot going on here, and more than just the face. Okay, her face is morphed. We've talked about that. Like there's a lot going on here. Like how does John not see it? John didn't meet her and was like, I'm gonna have this is the hard pass. No, she was being considered in the conversation as far as I remember. That's just one of the things about it that was odd. Really interesting. Not the same. That brother's still alive. Okay. Regardless, I think that I had heard that they're all common, but like if I will retract that. If he's on a common, that's fine. But regardless, you're not going to see this brother that you love so much, but you're trying to milk him, right? Without consent. He was young and in an ATV accident. Was he thinking about harvesting his fucking sperm in his early 30s on an ATV accident? No. And John was okay with that? John, have some fucking self-respect. Right. John doesn't care as long as yeah, that's the truth. As long as he can stay on disability with the fucking cinder block heels in Arizona and not have to fly and have his wife, he's pimping around at fucking true crime events. Come see my beautiful wife. That's subjective. That's subjective. Not to mention the complications medically for the child if she carried them full time. Absolutely. Because didn't she have a traumatic pregnancy with her son? And then you're gonna offer to have a baby like make it all make sense. I don't know. Like having had a traumatic birth, like I wouldn't want to put myself or another child through anything like that again. I just wouldn't, out of fairness for everybody. Oh, Calypso, thank you. Yeah, if you guys want to Venmo me, I mean, it definitely helps. It gives tips. It like helps the channel kind of run. It gives baby Grunk, a little some. But if you can't, that's okay too. I just love that all of you guys are here, and I love talking about this stuff with you. You guys are amazing. You guys are an amazing chat. I love all the new people that have come over here. You guys are my people. You guys are my people. I can't even imagine my brother went missing and I traveled right. And let's just be real here. She got fired from her job, had no job, was talking to John on the phone about true crime, and all of a sudden they moved in together and got married. What's wrong with both of them? That's got to be a form of mental illness. Is it love addiction? it doesn't matter. It's like cloning with less science. Yeah, that's a good point on top. Yeah, baby Grunk. Yeah, baby Grunk. I had baby Grunk at 35 weeks. His lungs weren't developed. I was struggling. We were in the hospital for like 19 days after he was born, and he had to be away from me in the NICU, and it was tough. And I remember thinking like I wanted more kids, but I have a healthy, beautiful son, and I'm healthy, that it wouldn't be fair to me or another baby, right? So why, if you had this like traumatic birth, are you offering to have I don't know. LDS, is that how they work? You just keep having babies, you know? Is that how it works? Is that how it works, that like they don't care? I know that FLDS, it doesn't matter how many miscarriages and bad births you have to consider continuing having kids. It doesn't matter. That's what God wants you to do. It's desperate on both ends for the acceptance of the other money. But yeah, I agree. That biological clock is ticking. She couldn't. Yeah, I mean, bro, I got pregnant at 34 and they called me a geriatric pregnancy. No one wants to hear that. Okay. I was a geriatric pregnancy at 34. This bitch is what, pushing 50? Girl. My heart wants. I saw that in a movie. Yeah, I mean, I the thing is with her, I just question all of her motives. If it was a different person, a different circumstance, maybe I wouldn't. Yeah, you were at 44. 44, they're like, you're a geriatric pregnancy. They're at their end of the rope. Thank God I had my son. Thank God I was able to have my son, right? My sister, who couldn't have the babies for a really long time, she had one at 39, 41, and 44, all in a row. It is still young to have children, but not to the maternal fetal doctor. He was like, girl, you're a little old. You're a great mom. Oh, thank you. He keeps me young. Anything over 26 is elderly. I mean, now I can tell why kids have kids early. You know, I'm 41, I'm exhausted, and my son, as soon as his feet hit the floor, right? Yeah, older moms, maybe. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Everyone in chat have been to it. Yeah, Anders, you were so loved here. You are a bad kid. You are always welcome here. My chat's not nasty. You'll never find that. I was 32 when I had Jacob, and it was way different pregnancy than when I had Aaron 19. I believe that. I loved being pregnant. Listen, I loved being pregnant. Okay. I gained like maybe like 20, I don't know, like 26 pounds. I had a 10-pound baby. So I only had like gained like 16 pounds of like probably fluid. And I loved being pregnant right up until the end. At the end, it got hairy. I was on bed rest and I was swollen and it was emergency C-section. But right up until month 8, I loved being pregnant. I had a great pregnancy. I loved being pregnant right up until the end. And then the end was real hard. You were 30 and 39? Okay. I was 20 at my first maternity. People want to call me an old mom. Yeah. Or ward not. Yes. All right, let's get back to Lauren. I only have a few more minutes before baby Grunk turns into a pumpkin.
How could someone weaponize this? I agree.
Oh.
And she weaponized it multiple times. We're going to see it. And we ended up not choosing to save my brother's sperm. And it was a very difficult decision to make. And being a very honest, open person, I guess I shared, do we not, with a couple of people. I don't remember the conversation that I had with my stalker, but I know what my family was considering. And that was the gist of what we were talking about. So let's watch her first TikTok.
To get her brother's sperm extracted from his body, get an egg, and have either herself or a surrogate carry the baby, and then she raised it as her own so that his posterity could live on. One of the things that was a red flag that I should have seen, instead of chalking it up like, oh, that's a little weird, but so her brother got in an accident and he was in a coma. Okay, so he was brain dead in a coma.
want to reiterate that my brother was never brain dead. My little brother was making eye contact until the day he died. When I would take my little boy in to see him, though he wouldn't make eye contact with me, he would only look at him. It was so sweet. He loved my little brother so much. Or he loved my little boy so much. They were so close and they looked like each other. He was the best uncle. So yeah, my brother would make eye contact and talk until I brought my little son. And then he stopped looking at me and only look at him. He was never brain dead. So this, so what she is saying is my brother, so I'll go back. My brother passed away in March, a devastating ATV accident in 2023. My stalker is telling her followers that I wanted to non-consensually collect my brother's sperm. This led to a flurry of comments from people about me, including one about this being a form of rape, to which the stalker responded, yeah, you may be right. Do we have that or should I keep going? You don't have it? That is an evidence. We have that, but we'll keep going. She has since made multiple TikToks talking about the so-called R word. This is YouTube, so I'll say it once and not again. She claims that I want to do this to my brother, which is simply untrue, completely malicious, and emotionally harmful. I want to watch a couple more of these videos now. Okay, this one isn't a video because it was too difficult to blur my stalker's face. Despite these videos being public, by the way, she actually wanted her face shown in these cyberbullying campaigns. She's proud of them. I am the one choosing to blur her face. But this one was too difficult to blur. So essentially, she again was enjoying letting everybody know all the red flags about me. And number 3 was the biggest one that she wanted. I wanted to get pregnant with my comatose brother's sperm. And then, were there comments under that one or anything? Or should we read them? Or are we good? There's too many. Okay, so there are a bunch of comments, and we've saved them and shown the people implying again the R word or assault and the non-consent, and people just mocking this idea. Very painful. I mean, the lack of empathy that these cyber bullies have. I want you to know the people I have brought up, Lindsay and Janice and Lori, particularly Janice and Lori, they love to comment on these videos. They too say, wow, that was a red flag. That was crazy red flag. I don't know.
Did she not know how the internet works before she became, aspiring YouTube star? Does she not know how YouTube works? YouTube works. Listen, I'll tell you what. All of my hate videos skyrocket with views and comments and everything. But I do something on JonBenet Ramsey and I get like 200 views. They thrive on this shit. They thrive on it. Did she not know that? Did she not know that coming in? She had to have. She fucked around and found out. And as far as I'm concerned, she's going to keep finding out from me. Fucking victimizing my poor friend Colette here. Yeah, she lacks, she doesn't know how to feel it. She feels nothing. She cries for herself. What a thing to say. Yeah, Amber, 100%. She has no empathy. I don't think John does either. I think it's all fake. I think it's all smoke and mirrors. All smoke and mirrors. All right, guys, I have about 5 more minutes and then baby Grunk has to go to bed. Yeah.
Well, I've never done anything to Lori. This woman who has only showed kindness to me. But she has now become a very, I don't know. And then on June 19th, 2025, I received word. Oh, there was one other. If we don't have the exhibits, I want to say it because we're not going to show every TikTok because it's too hard to blur her face in all of them. But every other day, I mean, there's so many. She also in a TikTok says that I made concerning remarks, disturbing comment. So she put some of her posts. I made a disturbing comment about extracting my brother's sperm. In other words, implying that I was going to extract it.
I mean, were you?
I made no disturbing comment about extracting my brother's sperm. That was never my job. Nor would I talk about, nor have I ever talked about the extraction process with anyone, because if I actually had, they would realize that it was a little simple operation. On June 19th, 2025, I received word that things were going to go public and that people wanted my head on a platter. I also shared that by a creator in this industry. I was very, very scared. It was very threatening to me. I didn't know what it meant. After everything And so I called the police. And we're going to get to that police report later in the show because they got the police report and we're going to go over it. But that's not until later. And I am going really slow. I mean, I told you this would be a long live. But I was once again fearful of my safety. I called the police. Through that process, we don't call the police, by the way, for my stalker. The TikTok has yet to happen. We don't know about the TikTok. I don't know what she's about to do. What we heard is from this podcast creator, and everybody is.
Oh, so she's calling the police prior to the TikToks. Another lie. She's like, I saw the TikToks and I just had to call the police because it's bullying. Listen, if does she even know what real bullying is? Right? Me calling you who you are, what my perception and views are on you is not bullying. Okay. You just can't take criticism. All right. You just can't take criticism. This is not bullying. This is exposing. And I hope more and more and more people come out and expose your ass. The more the merrier. We want to hear it all, because the next family that you try to infiltrate and bamboozle into being their best friend for social media pictures, fucking I want them to know. I want our videos to be sent to these people. Don't fuck with them. I'm not fucking with your livelihood. If you acted better, I wouldn't even care about you. You wouldn't even be a thought in my mind. Okay? You wouldn't even be a thought in my mind. And then I find out about people like Colette and Janice and Christina and Kay Woodcock and Kobe and Larry and poor Crusher. And then you're stealing her uncle. Like, are you fucking all right? Are you all right? All right. You're telling everybody that you're trying to extract your dying brother's fucking sperm to carry the baby, allegedly. That's fucking weirdo. Even if you were looking for some type of like attention and stuff, people like her will do anything for attention. Well, they will say anything for attention. Anything. Okay. I know women. I know a woman who uses her kid's sickness as a way, a vessel to not have to work, or to gain sympathy, secondhand sympathy, so that people feel bad for her. She's one of those people that always need to be like, Eeyore, do-dum, my life sucks, do-dum. Yeah, no, miss me. No, I can't get down with that. You know what I mean? This is what she's doing. She weaponizes everybody, and she inserts herself into everybody's life to wreak havoc, but pretend to be the white knighter. I come to save the day. No, we're raking in money from you and we're going to fucking shit on you and steal family members. I'm not even going to take care of my own son, but I'm going to go on live every day and talk about how much I care about other people's kids. It's fucking weird. It's weird behavior. Lauren Matthias and John Matthias sending the kids to the Outward Bound camps. You fucked up. As a kid who had to go to an Outward Bound camp, kids, I was a fresh little kid, okay? Didn't care about consequences. I was a party girl. Somehow I ended up in Vermont, and this city girl did not belong where there was bears, okay? And that's just the tip of the iceberg. What the shit that happened there? My mother tried her best, and she didn't know. John runs those places. It's fucking abusive. It's abusive and not helpful. It's not therapeutic. And her husband was a director and a person who ran those places. He's a fucking sicko. And did you read? I read through the documents where he was trying to get a pedophile off on lenient charges because he hadn't touched anybody yet. No, but you know what? He was buying pornography. Wait. He did touch somebody, a family member. But he was saying, no, he's not a risk because he's buying other people's. No, because you're buying, someone else is doing it to a little kid. I don't like child abusers, specifically sexual predators. Okay. And John simps for them. Is that projection? I have questions. Allegedly. I mean, my opinion. Do you project? Because and you're simping for Brian Koberger and you're talking about how a witness impact statements was a little too much. Go fuck yourself, you self-righteous cunt. Yeah, I'm gonna call you that, John. You are a cunt. I'm sorry if you don't like that word, but it fitted. It fit. All right, guys, 5 more minutes, and then we'll have to pick this up another night.
Shunning me at the Brandon Boudreaux trial, and I don't know why, and all this other stuff is happening behind the scenes I'm not going to get into, and no one will talk to me. And now they want my head on a platter, and I don't know why. So I actually call the police of fear of harassment, everything going on. We'll get into that report later. And actually, I have concerns about this. Thank you, Colby. Thank you for being here. All the I
Give it 2 weeks, Lauren. He comes out with a video about your ass too, and how you fucking exploited him and made him feel like a fucking weirdo because your husband wanted to adopt him after his entire family got wiped out of Earth. And your husband's like, I feel like I think you're like an adopted son. Meanwhile, you're talking about him. Stop it. Don't you talk to me like that. All right, guys.
call the police concerned about my ex-contractor sharing my text messages because that's all I can think. It's about to go public. And this podcast creator, we had learned, was reaching out to several of my professional contacts to state things about me that were false and defamatory. And we were told that. And we were also told that this podcast creator and my ex-contractor were talking. That's all I knew. And so when they heard every one of my head on a platter and to expect things to go public, I called police out of fear, and I requested police to actually reach out to those two people because that's all I knew. And when the police officer reached out to those two people, my ex-contractor told the police the name of my stalker, and thus police called my stalker. I'm not sharing the name of my stalker, by the way, because unlike her, I don't believe in public shaming, and I'm not going to go send anyone to go find her because I'm not going to do to her what she did to me. And that is why I'm not sharing her name. She wants you to find her. It's public. She's proud. And she was very disappointed, I think, to not be on Law and Crime this week. I imagine. I didn't tell Law and Crime about it. Someone had to, and it wasn't me.
All right, guys. I think this is a good place to stop for the evening. We've been on here for a while, and I have to go do the mom things. So thank you, everyone, for coming over and joining me. We will be doing part 3 very, very, very soon. And if there's anything else that anyone else wants to send me, it's unsolved. Amy Boston, send me videos, send me whatever you'd like, and we can go over it and just roast this piece of shit. Because we're Team Colette. We're Team Colette, Team Janice, Team Christina, Team Crusha, Team Woodcock, Team Kobe. Because fuck this bitch, right? All right, guys. On another one, I will see you on the next one. I'm definitely here on Sundays at 10 a.m. Keep your bells open. Keep your bells on just because I'm a loose cannon and I do, random just, you know how I am, kids. If you've been here at least one time, you know how I am. All right, guys. I love you. Thank you very much for being here. And keep exposing the Matthiases because the next victims out there that they're preying on need us. We'll see ya.